Distance, you can tell that it's just been shot and it's got blood everywhere. It's obviously naturally just dripped down. I am wearing trousers, by the way, so don't have to worry about that. This is definitely not my OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans. Don't plan on having one unless the demand is there, which it won't be. Hey everyone, welcome back to Gorgeous Griff. My name is Griff. I hope you've all had a fantastic week. Oh, it's been a crazy 2 weeks for me. I have just gone to Birmingham to see my family for the first time in God knows how long. So I'm really sorry that I didn't do a video last week. But, you know, life gets in the way and I'm really, really sorry. But we're going to do one today. So, what we're going to do... What are we going to do? Let's do a gunshot wound. A silicone gunshot wound. And you're like, where are you going to put that on your face? It's not going to go on my face. It's going to go on my chest. So, y'all going to see my titties. So don't be judging me, because they're not good titties. You're not going to be able to have a gunshot on the face. So, well, you probably would have a gunshot on the face, but not necessarily this one that we're going to do. So I'm going to do it on my chest. I've never really done anything on my chest and recorded it at the same time. So let's give it a shot and let's find out. So the first thing that you want to do is, because I've got quite a little bit of a hairy chest, I'm going to try and put the prosthetic probably about there. That's where you probably would get shot realistically. So I need to shave off this little bit of hair just so the prosthetic can actually stick down properly. So get in your razor blade. This is a Phillips One Blade. So get in it and then just shaving off the areas that you don't want being stuck. So now that we've got our shaved little area and my titties are out. This is not my Lonely Pants page. I don't have a Lonely Pants, but this is close enough. That's all you're going to get. So now that we've got our area smooth and clean, what we're going to do is going to get some alcohol and just spray that on the skin just so that everything is just clean and able to be stuck down. In your cotton swabs and Pros-aide, we're going to try and stick this prosthetic down. So we're going to make sure that the prosthetic fits. So probably about there we want the prosthetic to go. So get in your Q-tip and your Pros-aide. I'm doing this cack-handed. So let's see what I'm doing. And as you can see, I'm just putting dots around where I want the prosthetic. And I'm going to join in. Join in these dots. He says, oh, can't see what I'm doing. So I was going to do a whole scoop around. I cannot see what I'm doing. I'm doing this all backwards. Wish me luck. Trying to get this where we put all the paint, all the elusive. It's probably a bit... Ah! Help! Stuck! What's here? Did we say it there? Yeah, let's go with there, because it's stuck now. So, I actually can't see, so I'm using the monitor and the mirrors, trying to do everything all backwards. But we'll get there, we'll figure it out. So now that it's on, it's going to try and tap it all down, he says. Because the prosthetic was quite thin already, so it's pretty much blended. From this distance, it's already blended, but it doesn't feel secure on the skin. So I'm going to try and do a layer, very thin layer around the prosthetic. The paint job's going to be interesting. And remember, if you haven't already, press that subscribe button, give me some love, drop me a comment in the message below and let me know that you still love me. Right, that's still a bit tacky. Let me know how your week's going, give me a message down below, and also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. All the links are in the description below. Let me know. Give me some loves. So that's almost dried. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with a powder brush and just powder that off, just so I can start painting. And because this was a tinted silicone piece, I put a little bit of pigment in it when I was mixing I'm making this piece. So it already looks a bit dark and a bit wounded, a bit gnarly, so I wouldn't have to do that much paint work on it. So when you do buy your prosthetics or make your prosthetics, it's a good thing to keep in mind, is that you want the prosthetic or whatever part of the prosthetic to be skin-like. You want it to be painted or tinted to your tone. I mean, this is not my tone exactly, but because it's a wound, I could leave it like that and use it as like a birthmark or a birthmark or something like that, or a healed burn. Just put a little bit of red in the middle, and then just have it as like a little burn. So only because the prosthetic says it's a certain thing, like a gunshot wound, you don't necessarily have to use it as a gunshot wound. You can use it for whatever your imagination allows you to use it for. So that's pretty much dried and set. And put the powder away. And because it was quite a thin blend already, you can't really see the edges all that much. You can see them there a little bit, but then once we've got the paint on, the bruising and everything like that around it, it will be hopefully flawless. So if I was doing this on somebody else, then it'd be perfect, he says. But obviously, because I'm doing it on myself and I've got limited visual areas, it's going to be interesting to do. So I'm going to go in with the Nils Materials FX palette. This is an alcohol activated palette for those beautiful colours. And I'm just going to get a small brush, and I'm going to go in with the bruising colours first, the bruisings and the red colours, so the old blood and the bruise colour. I'm just going to mix them two together and try and paint. Wish me luck. Right, so this is going to be interesting. So I've put it on, and because I can't see what I'm doing, I'm going to go really, really slowly. And just tap as I go along. And I want to go in with all the deep bits first. Oh, what am I doing? Help! And I'm trying to do a wash, it says, of everything. Let's bring this in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. You can't see my jiggly bits. Right, I'm just going to dab that red colour all the way over and do a messy paint job, because obviously this is a gunshot wound. It's going to be quite messy and quite bloody. It says, oh, this is really difficult. And I'm just going to tap the excess of that colour out so it's not too intense, and do that by getting a little sponge. So now we've got that yellow on. Again, just going in with that Bruise Wheel, and I'm going in with a darker maroon colour, and I'm just tapping that in again, all on the edges, and breaking up that yellow. Really difficult. Big gnarly bruise. So again, going back in with the alcohol activated paints, staying with the bruise and the blood tone. I'm just going to do a massive wash all in the crevices, so you can see the depths of the prosthetic, and then again put on and dab away just to diffuse everything and make it a little bit more fleshy looking and a little less uniformed. I'm going to spray all the alcohol now on it, and then again get in my, and now I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Nimbar Creations blood, and I'm just going to pencil drop some of it into the wound, and that blood around everywhere. So you've got like a really gnarly, almost infected looking gunshot wound. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get, so now that we've got the blood on and the bruise, everything around, what I'm going to do is get a little bit of liquid foundation, and you only want the tiniest little bit. You want to try and just hit all the outside, almost highlights. And this is not going to be my best video because I can't see what I'm doing. I've got a mirror here, but it's really difficult to paint this way and make it look real and realistic. I think I've gone in a bit too much, too heavy straight away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some foundation and just paint all of this foundation over just to blend everything in, and then we'll go back in and just do the blood rather than the bruising and everything like that. So bear with. Again, choosing liquid foundation. So now I've pretty much covered everything that I did before, which was an epic failure, you can almost see now the deterioration of what it would look like, and you can see the wounds. So I'm going to go in with the Bruise Wheel this time and just try and paint in the depths of it all. Pretty much there, and I've just used the maroon colour in the Bruise Wheel. Now I'm going to go in with some of the scab blood. I'm going to get that sponge that we was using earlier just to diffuse that blood and bring it in around the wound, and almost making that blood enhance a bruise look. It's giving that creepy look already to it, almost like you could probably use it for a zombie bite as well. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the spray blood and spray blood the rest of it, and then it should look okay. So now I'm going to put in with spray blood. I'm going to give it that fresher, just done look. So the further you put away, the bigger the spray would be. Now I was going to try and push it all over so I've got that drip, so it looks like it's just been done. So that's now dripping everywhere. Look, obviously you can change this and spruce it up to whatever you want. If I was to do this on somebody else, I'll do a foundation layer all the way around and just add in the details of the actual wound to make it really pristine, really clean. But obviously because I've done it on myself and I can't see nothing at all, even with my glasses on. But yeah, I remember, if you like this, give me a thumbs up, press that subscribe button right there, and remember, don't be cute, be gorgeous, and I'll see you next week. Bye!